Hello everyone, you are most welcome to the doubt clearing class. So in this class we have two doubts basically from civil engineering topic. So the first topic is from fluid mechanics, which is a very much important subject of civil engineering. And the question is of Bernoulli's theorem. So first we will read the question, then we will analyze the question, that what is actually asked in the question, what are the informations given in the question. Then we will try to take a small overview of the question, means the theory or the theorem that will be applied in the question in the upcoming solution. We'll take a brief overview of the solution, then we will directly move to the solution. So first I am reading the question. A pipeline of diameter 100 mm is laid on a slope ground. At a particular point of piezometric head is 20 meter. The elevation of the pipe is 6 meters from the datum. The total energy of water at that point is 26 meter. Determine the velocity of water through the pipe. So basically we have read the question. Now we will analyze the question. First we have a sloped ground. So let me remove this. First we have a sloped ground. So this is my sloped ground. It means it's inclined. It's making an angle with the horizontal line. This is my datum. Okay. So what additional information I have? I have a pipe that is laid along the slope ground. Suppose this is my pipe. Okay. So now I have a particular section. Suppose this is my section. Okay. So basically, what is given? Given about piezometric head, I am writing here. About piezometric head. Okay, piezometric head I am writing as HP. Piezometric head equal to 20 meter, and my datum head or elevation head, that is Z, equal to 6 meter. Also given about total head, that is HT. I am writing total head as HT equal to 26 meter. Up to this clear? Okay. So as the question is from Bernoulli's theorem, first we will take a small overview of Bernoulli's theorem. So friends, what does this Bernoulli theorem say? Bernoulli theorem says that the total energy of any fluid throughout the section is constant. Suppose this is my pipe and here is some water flowing. Obviously the water will flow downward due to gravitational force. Due to gravitational force, water will flow downward. Now, what does this Bernoulli theorem say? Bernoulli theorem says you can take any section throughout this, like you can assume here one section, here another section, here another section. Means infinite number of section you can assume. At each and every section, the total energy of this water will remain constant. Okay, so this is a statement. This is a theoretical statement. Now I will represent this with the help of mathematical formula. Okay, so what I am writing? I am writing as H. What does this H means? H means pressure head. What happens actually? The total energy I am dividing into three terms, three parts. Okay, first one is my pressure head, second one is my datum head or elevation head, and third one is my velocity head. So this is my pressure head H, plus second will be my datum head or elevation head, that is Z, plus velocity head, that is, what is the formula of velocity head? V square by 2g. How does it come? It comes from this equation. We know that V square equal to 2gh, a very common formula of physics. We all know this. So using this, you can easily identify the value of h, V square by 2g. So I have written equal to constant. Constant means the value of total energy throughout the section, which is constant, right? So now in the question it is mentioned about piezometric head. I know this will this will create a problem among the students. What is this piezometric head? So basically don't need to worry that piezometric head is nothing but the summation of datum head and pressure head. Let me repeat. Piezometric head is nothing but the summation of datum head and pressure head. So basically H plus Z together I can write as HP, means piezometric head, plus B square by 2G equal to constant. You can write what is this constant significance? This constant signifies the total head, the total energy, that is HT. So this is my main theorem. I am highlighting this. This theorem you have to apply. Okay, not only this solution, for any kind of numerical regarding our Bernoulli's theorem, if we neglect, here we are neglecting the minor losses, because we are dealing with the ideal cases, and in ideal cases we don't consider the minor losses. Okay, so basically this is my theory. Using this theory I'll solve this question. So okay, let me remove this. I hope up to this clear. Now the next portion is, we'll just use this equation. Piezometric head, what is the value of piezometric head? 20 meter. So 20 plus B square by 2G. B value I don't know, I have to find this velocity. B square by 2G equal to total head, means the total energy, that is 26 meter given in the question. So B square by 2G, here comes 26 minus 20, that is 6. So B square equal to 6 into 2 into G. G value we all know 9.81. So here you need the help of calculator. So I am finding under root 6 into 2 into G, that is 9.81, and the value comes 10.849, that is 10.85. So the option is 10.85 meter per second. So this is my solution. We have just used the application of Bernoulli's theorem. Is this clear? So I think this is clear. We just utilize the Bernoulli's theorem, that is piezometric head means the summation of datum head and pressure head plus velocity head equal to my total head. Okay. So we have utilized this theorem and we have find the solution. Everything was given in the question. So this is clear. Now let me clear this. So basically Bernoulli's theorem is a very much important theorem in our fluid mechanics. And not only this question, you will find many questions regarding this. Now we'll move to our next doubt, which is regarding Simmons-Rain gauge. Okay, this is basically from hydrology or water resource engineering. If 600, I'm reading the question. If 600 ml of rainwater is collected by Simmons-Rain gauge of diameter 12.7 centimeter at a place then the rainfall depth recorded at that place is dash. Okay, so it's a very easy question. See, first we have to understand what is rain gauge. Rain gauge means a device, an arrangement that is used to collect the rainfall and measure the depth of rainfall, measure the intensity of rainfall. Okay, so basically there are two types of rain gauge: recorded rain gauge and non-recorded rain gauge. Okay, so what is the difference of function, difference of works? Difference is that the non-recorded rain gauge only measures the depth of rainfall, not the intensity. But the recorded rain gauge measures the intensity and the depth of rainfall. Okay. Now, as given in our question, in our doubt, Simmons-Rain gauge, I am writing here. See, Simmons-Rain gauge is basically one kind of non-recorded rain gauge. Okay, how does it look like? We'll first, before entering the solution part, we always take a brief overview, right? So this is our approach. It helps in our solution. So it looks like a cylindrical vessel. It looks like a cylindrical vessel. Like, yeah, I'm not so good at drawing, but let me try for you. Yeah, so approximately this kind of shape. Okay. So here, a funnel is attached. When it is raining, suppose this is my beautiful cloud. Let me draw something. This is my beautiful cloud, and this is my rain is coming. Okay, rain is coming. So the rainwater is going through the funnel. Rainwater is coming through the funnel, and the most important part, there is a measuring jar inside this. What is there? There is a measuring jar. Let me write it here. There is a measuring jar inside the non-recorded rain gauge or CMOS rain gauge. This measuring jar is also known as receiver. Okay. This measuring jar is also known as receiver. Now there is one scale attached with the receiving bar. There is scale. Okay. What is the function of this scale? The scale basically indicates the value, indicates the depth of rainfall. Suppose if I draw it more carefully, then rain is coming through the funnel. Which rain? The rain that is coming from this beautiful cloud, right? So this is coming through the funnel and is stored inside the receiving bar or inside the measuring jar. Now there is the most important thing to note. This rainwater does not be collected in these portions. Okay, this is designed as per that it should be stored or collected within the measuring jar itself. Fine. And we also calculate the depth. We also find the depth of this rainfall through the receiving bar with the help of scale. But so tricky question. In the question it is mentioned if 600 ml of rainwater. Okay. So the volume of rainwater I am writing as V. Volume of rainwater is 600 ml. We know 1 ml equal to 1 cc. So 600 ml equal to 600 cc. So that's not our point of view. Our point of view is collected by CMOS rain gauge. Okay, fine. Okay, we know that we have already mentioned that CMOS rain gauge is of cylindrical vessel. So basically the bottom portion is of circular. That's why it is cylindrical. So if it is circular, it must have a diameter, and the diameter is 12.7 centimeter or 5 inch. So this 12 centimeter should not be given in question. First of all, this is a common information. We should all know about this. That the diameter of the cylindrical vessel or CMOS rain gauge is 12.7 centimeter. But here we are dealing with which diameter? The whole diameter. But if we find the depth of rainfall, then we just okay. What is the formula? If we know the volume, and if we know the area, suppose we know the volume, we know the area. So depth we can easily find V by A. There is volume by area. So that's so simple, na? But the problem is which area? Okay, volume I know 600 ml. It is given in the question. But the fact is which area I will take into my consideration. The area of measuring jar. Here area of receiver or measuring jar. I will not take the area of whole cylindrical vessel. Why? Because I have mentioned earlier that the rainwater is stored or collected within the measuring jar, not the whole cylindrical vessel. That means I will take to consider only the area of receiver. That's my point of view. Okay. So to find the area of receiver or measuring jar, I need its diameter. Which diameter? As this is also cylindrical shape, so this must have another diameter which is smaller than 12.7. Okay, normally it is less than 10. Okay, it is less than 10 normally, but I am talking about the practical situation. But in this question, any data, any information regarding this diameter of the measuring cylinder or measuring bar or the measuring jar is not mentioned in question. That's why the question is incomplete, because we cannot find the area of the measuring jar without its diameter, and diameter is not in the question. And if we don't have area, we don't have depth of rainfall. So that's why the question is insufficient here. So I think it is clear. Both the doubt is clear. So we'll meet in our next day with another doubt. So good luck, students. Stay safe and study well. Thank you.